It's 107.5 WGCI, the Shines #1 for hip hop and R&B. And you know, I am obsessed with Judge Mathis. So I had to get the judge on the line today. Judge Mathis is joining me along with Greg Jr., also star of Mathis Family Matters. So what's up, guys? How y'all feeling today?
Good. Thanks for having me, Sister KeKe. You know, I love me some KeKe and some GC.
And if you're watching this, you know how obsessed I am with the Judge Mathis show. Okay, I have been threatening people to go on that show since I was like 12. So you know, I tell people in a heartbeat, don't make me call Judge Mathis.
That's right.
So, yeah, I got him on the line today. How you guys doing today? How's it going?
We're fine. We're fine. And you telling those folks right. Let them know you got a goon from Detroit that you'll go to if there's a problem.
Period.
You don't, that's right. You can bypass the police. You go straight to the goon. And I have.
There you go. Well, Judge, I can't start this interview without congratulating you on all of your success. The star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Oh my goodness. How does that feel to get such an honor?
Yeah, the biggest honor was that my grandchildren will be able to celebrate it and show their friends for generations to come. That's a big deal. You know, I couldn't quite get my arms around it as it has been throughout my television career. It's kind of surreal. And so when that came, I was, okay, another award. Yeah, this is nice. Thank you. I still don't understand or feel this celebrity stuff, but this is cute. And then when I looked at the star where it was placed, it was a couple of stars down from Charlie Chaplin. So I said, how long has his been here? They said 100 years. Ooh. That's when I felt it. That's when I said, oh, wow, I'm going to be here 100 years. I said, what about an earthquake? What if that comes? She said, we're going to rebuild it. That's when I felt my blessing.
Yes. Well, it's so well deserved, Judge, just because of, I don't know if you quite understand how influential you are and how much you've inspired kids just like me. You know, watching you, it was you and Uncle Phil on The Fresh Prince as judges, and he was acting, of course, but you know, seeing those images as a young child, I knew that I could be anything I wanted to be. So thank you for that. I just got to give you your flowers before we get into this.
Well, every time you all tell me that, you extend my television years because I've been ready to go. But people, when they tell me I helped change their life and I had a guy from prison, he recently released yesterday here in court, and I'm told that the prisoners watch me. And so I say, do they really watch me? He said, Judge, you don't know how many lives you have changed. There's such and such. I said, oh my God, now I gotta stay on television some more. If I'm changing lives, I'm ready to retire. But as long as I'm changing lives and influencing people, I gotta stay.
Absolutely. And we see the family gonna keep you working now. You know,
that's right.
The family gonna make sure you work. I got Greg Jr. here with me. How has it been stepping into the spotlight with your dad on the new show, Mathis Family Matters?
Well, you know, the funny part is I am his manager now. After working almost a decade in politics, I'm now his manager as well as the rest of the family. And I can tell you one thing, if you don't know already, my dad does not like to be managed. He likes to do his own thing. He does not like to be told or even asked what to do. And so I got my hands full, but it's been fun. And you're going to see a lot of those dynamics play out on Mathis Family Matters also. So y'all will have a peek inside of what it's like.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot wait to watch that because when you say you're the manager now, I know that's the toughest job you ever had, okay?
Yes.
Nobody's telling
the calls in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah, you gonna earn your money now. He gonna get all that money back in blood.
He got a lot of nerve. He's here visiting me from Los Angeles here in Chicago. Okay. And who disappears overnight? You call them all night, they don't answer. You call the hotel room.
What?
No answer all night.
Somebody
people who
was
are
out
asleep and have to go to work in the morning, right, KeKe?
Smoking like the rest of them.
He was smoking crack.
Just like you disappear overnight and don't answer the phone. That's all I know.
I was getting ready for the work day. I was getting my rest.
All right, Greg Jr. We don't want no crackheads in the family now.
Thank you.
But I really was so excited when I saw you all announce the reality show, because it's something totally different from you, Judge. Even though you've been giving us the real you for years,
Yep.
through your court show, but to see you in the role as a husband, as a grandfather, is so refreshing. How is the rest of the family adjusting to this new spotlight?
I think they are looking at it as an opportunity to change some perceptions of our community and to help others fight obstacles that they themselves have overcome.
Yeah.
You'll see a Black professional family who's this and that, whatever. But what you'll also see is each one of us have obstacles in our lives that we continue to work to overcome. My daughter, a leading advocate in the mental health industry, because why? She suffers from depression. She has a learning disorder. It took her 5 times to pass the bar exam, yet she did so. Then she started a second chance program as a lawyer in the prosecutor's office in Prince George County, Maryland. Well, she started that second chance program by reflecting back on my years, trying to do for her dad what the judge, or for others what the judge did for her dad. And then we have Greg, as you know, who's working through the LGBTQ plus discrimination and injustice. And you see that, overcoming those obstacles. And you see a daughter, another lawyer who practices law, practices real estate, has 2 babies, one a 5-year-old, one a 1-year-old, and a husband. So she has some obstacles. And I'm just a total mess, period. So you'll see all of that. So that's what you'll see out of them. And Greg, why don't you tell her? Are you guys excited?
No, I'm excited. I mean, one of the main reasons I wanted to do this show in the first place is because I think, look, we're not perfect, but I think that there's a lot of narratives about what a Black family looks like on TV, how a Black family might treat their LGBTQ son, how they deal with mental health and mental illness. And I think we have an opportunity to push back on a lot of those narratives that we're fed in our community. And I was nervous to do it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still a little bit nervous. I've never been in front of the camera. Yeah. Dad's been doing it for 25 years, but it's new for all of us. But I do know that opportunity to really show something different on television was important to all of us.
Yeah, it's doing its job. It's just the couple episodes that are out now has already been impactful, especially with your story, Greg Jr., how you show, you two, Judge Mathis, you all show that dynamic of a supportive father of his gay son. And we don't see that image in reality TV for Black families a lot at all. And I grew up in a house, one of my brothers, it was very flamboyant and gay. And, it was like made our house exciting. He would braid my hair. And we would have to lie to people, or they would say like, who braided your hair? And he would be like, don't tell him. So when you shared, you shared how you dealt with coming out to your family and how supportive everyone was, from Amir joining all the gay teams to your dad sticking up for you. How did it feel growing up in that love environment and being able to have that as your story, which so many other people don't get that opportunity?
No, you're exactly right. It felt good knowing that my family had my back, but even with that, you see on the show how tough it was for me to really be who I really was and be open about that. So I have friends, and unfortunately, the truth is I have friends who have taken their lives because they haven't been able to cope with, the reality of society's discrimination and bigotry against them. And so being able to share my story, and it feels so good to start getting some of the messages from people who are saying it's making a difference in their life and it's making them more comfortable being able to have tough conversations with their family. And the fact that that's already starting to happen, and that's everything that I wanted and hoped for. So it's made it all worth it. But
yeah, and let me say, one of the things I like to mention in this conversation regarding Greg's sexuality and fathers who are raising gay sons and mothers, of course, is that one of the reasons for the homophobia in our community primarily has been the religious debate. And so I ask that our loving brothers and sisters of the church set aside the debate about the religious debate about homosexuality and focus in on love and justice, the
Yes.
things that Jesus represented. And I never heard the gay bashing in the Bible that you hear from the pulpit, gay bashing. I understand some preachers or most preachers do not condone, but you don't have to bash any more than you do adultery and fornication. So that's why I stand on that. Set all that aside, that debate. We'll debate it all day and night. Some even clergy believe, have separate beliefs than a typical scripture interpretation. So I say that to say, if we can set that aside and just don't discriminate, and stop the injustice. That's all. I don't care what you do in your bedroom. I don't care about your sexuality. I want you to be who you are.
Yes.
I want you to be able to express your identity. Don't hide who you are. Hide your life from others. Be who you are. And whoever doesn't like it, they can, talking about the Bible, they can go to hell. That's in the Bible too. That's in the Bible too.
Let them know, Judge. Let them know. Now, you've been doing your show for years. You know, I mentioned I've watched for my whole life. Okay, everybody in their grandma house, auntie house, and Judge Mathis is on the TV. And you've done that in Chicago. What's one of your favorite things about the city of Chicago?
Oh my goodness, Greg and I were both saying that this is the #1 city in the country in this late spring up through the early fall. #1, without a doubt.
Them winters.
We were all over the South Side last night. The Sabo Museum, over at the Sophie Hotel on 53rd and Hyde Park. So we love downtown, Southtown. We were even in Boys Town on Sunday. So we love Chicago to death. I love it. It's my home.
Yes, yes. And Chicago loves you, of course, Judge. We are actually in a political season in Illinois right now. We just had our primary elections. And with everything going on in the country right now, especially women's rights and the Roe versus Wade debate, what do you say about that and where our country is right now?
You know, I say once again, our religious beliefs and the religious debate regarding choice and what a woman might want to do with her body once she's impregnated. Let's set the debate of religion aside and serve the women. And that is by avoiding the practice of discrimination once again, because what we're dealing with is really the U.S. Constitution and the equal protection laws. I know I'm getting a little legal here, but we're dealing with equal protection. You got to treat every citizen the same. So in that sense, you can't treat women differently regarding their health that you do men. You don't make men wear condoms. You don't make men get castrated unless they were slaves and you were making them impregnate women and making them reproduce for your own economic exploitation. That might be why there's always a force to have children living in poverty, because the more children you make in poverty, the more low-wage workers we'll have. Let me stop, because I'm going there.
You dropping knowledge on us, and that's why we love you, and that's why we need you, Judge. So, you know, when you talk about retiring, I'm sorry, I just don't see it happening.
We're not letting y'all say I'm making a difference. All right.
But I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm just excited that I got the opportunity to have this conversation with you. And I just want you to know the city of Chicago, WGCI, we are always rooting for Judge Mathis and the entire Mathis family. And we thank you guys for what you are doing and sharing on television. What are some other things you got going on, Judge? What's coming up? What can we look for?
Well, other entertainment projects. You know, I'm the producer and creator of American Gangster Trap Queens, which is one of BET's most popular shows. And so we continue to bring shows out to television that we think will have an impact. And I try and have an impact, as you know, on our people who are still climbing their way out of poverty and trying to find ways to come out and live a successful life coming off the streets or what have you. As you see, that's what we do in Trap Queens. We also have something that's going to be controversial as well, called Notorious Preachers.
Oh,
where we're going to feature all the pastors and preachers who have been found guilty. Now, we're not going to just make allegations of some sort of fraud or criminal behavior at the church. And so we're going to blast that and hopefully give insight to women in particular who are being exploited by crooked pastors. And so we're going to do that and try and show folks these are the signs you look for when you're being conned.
Yep. Okay.
So we're going to keep doing that to have an effect on society some way or another.
All right.
Like you always say, if your church doesn't have a youth program or give back to the community, that's a red flag.
Right. We're going to come at you if you're flying a jet and you don't have a youth program. You're going to get a problem from the judge.
I love that. I love that concept. And we need that on TV because I'm sure it's a lot of people out there that can be revealed. So yes. Yes, please keep on truth telling, Judge. And we cannot wait to continue watching the season of Mathis Family Matters. Shout out to the entire family, Miss Linda. Please send them my regards because all these young girls be chasing after you, Judge, and I'd be like, "Oh, Miss Linda bad. She ain't gonna play with y'all."
How you know? Who told you the young girls be chasing after me?
Because I be first.
You say you the first. All right. Well, thank you so much. We love you. We love GCI. I'll never forget the old days. You were probably 12 when I co-hosted once a week with Crazy Howard McGee.
Yeah.
And we had a great time hosting Ask Judge Mathis there. So I love GCI. It has a dear place in my heart.
Well, look, anytime you want to
come back, Chicago.
Yes, anytime you want to come back, the door is open. You guys make sure you tune in to Mathis Family Matters. Thank you so much, Judge. Thank you so much, Greg Jr.
Thank you for letting me crash.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure speaking with you guys today.